Hello, everyone, um, and welcome back to Aurora, uh, launching of the new album. And also, as you already know, she has prepared a special video clip of Starvation. Compared with the other songs on her album, now after her album release, Starvation is the only one having a scenario, a special scenario, which will go into deep, hopefully. And we'll look a little bit on the lyrics and also on the symbolism of the images she chosen for us. Let's see a little bit of the first scenes.
Just to see the light, and we hunger for love. Why do we touch the night when we long to feel alive? And we hunger for love. And my soul is starving. Come on over, take a bite of the last apple here on earth. Will the virtual mind become stronger than mine? And when my ego dies, will I stay here forever? When the wave crashes down, will my life be better?
Okay, first we will look a little bit on the um, contrast of the concept between starvation and hunger, and also starvation is in the context of having no food and also no water. And of course, she starts the images with her in the bus. So she's surrounded by water which will appear a lot in this album, in many other songs, in different contexts. But now she presents us the image of the water, but of course it's not water, is the blood. Uh, we know she refers also, the blood was the first song she launched, and it was also in the context of debating and discussing our relationship with death. But now she put this in the context of the difference when death is coming naturally as following our passing through on this earth, or the moment in which death comes being chosen by other people. So death which comes when we kill other people. That is a very the album is you will see, and we'll discuss that in the other songs. The album is a mixture of very deep and soft feelings for the people who are hurt and suffering due to this violent death, and of rage and anger towards the ones who are perpetuate violence and death upon the others, the ones who perceive the power of killing others as being a real power, while in, uh, in itself, this is a weakness, and which leads to our internal death and finally starvation. And so, if we start with the first lyrics of the song, um, is she is often not only on this album, everywhere. Aurora is presenting um, um, the characters of the story through different perspectives. So first, she starts from the perspective of the person being killed, and the person who is starved is in the moment before dying, and so suffering because of the violence. She's mentioning this violence in also all her other songs on the album. So she said, I miss the touch of human hands on my skin, miss the rush of beauty coming from within. Uh, do I need to be torn just to see who will care? I sleep on the floor dreaming my life away. And this is a very powerful image, not only in connections with what's happening right now in Palestine and all the other conflicts in the zone, also in the connections with what's happening in with Ukraine, and so all the other places on the earth in which violence is perpetrated on the other people. And the trying to see ourselves in the skin of the persons who are suffering and staying into this conflict, and for which the kindness of the others has the memory of the kindness of the human being has been lost. So she said, I miss the touch of human hands on my skin. I miss the rush of beauty coming from within. And so that means like all the normal life I have had before is lost. Also, she is saying that in uh, through the image she puts in our heads, I sleep on the floor, dreaming my life away. And so you will see this image is coming back in the other songs, in my dreams, also in my body. And so we will talk about that there. But the people suffering right now in these regions of conflicts are cut out from the normal things we celebrate in life. So the normal connections with the others. And the only thing remaining for them is to dream the life they used to have before while sleeping on the floor. The sleep on the floor is also the image you will see repeated throughout her album, is the loss of everything. And so the precarity of people running from violence, running from the conflict, running from the war, sleeping in places which are not proper, is something she is starting with. And she continue with the very important question, which we all of us we put ourselves. Why do we have to die for us to see the light? And that is not only the question on the eyes of the people who are dying and suffering through this horrific, violent conflicts in which they are lost, but also for the people who are performing the violence against the others. So, and also the humanity in general. If you remember, when 9/11 happened and thousands of people have died during a couple of minutes, and everyone on this earth was so shocked about this unexpected death and illogical death of so many people. Many have rethought their lives in thinking on what is essential um, for our lives as humans. So seeing the light is some of you have interpreted that as to see the light when you are on the near death experience. So those people who um, goes through accidents and enter into the coma and come back and tell about the light. But here in this context, Aurora is also putting ourselves as humans. Why do we need to suffer first to see what is essential for us? So, why do we need to bring death in our lives in order to think about what is uh, what is essential for us? And also, she said, and we hunger for love, and um, also, why do we touch the knife when we long to feel alive? Um, and we hunger for love, and my soul is starving. So she's going here on another dilemma of our days in terms of the fact that so many people are using and hunger for food as covering lacking of the deepness in their lives. So, for example, we all know that people who are overeating or are starving themselves are doing that because they try to cover the emptiness they feel in their lives with something tangible like food. And so here is the same. She is saying that we as humans try to cover the emptiness of our lives through experiences who gave us the substitutions of what is missing. So we're missing love, we're missing our lives being fulfilled. So then, what we are doing then, we are touching the knife in order to be alive. So we are searching for experiences who are giving us um, the um, um, idea of being in power. So a lot of people running the world these days, a lot of people who believe that they are very strong and powerful and leading the countries are covering their emptiness and in uh, replacing this emptiness, with the feeling of power, just because they have the power to be violent and kill other people. So all the violence the leaders of the world are using these days in order to prove that they are omnipotent, and so that they can crush other people and other populations and other countries, is just um, uh, a very, very deep reverse in our souls, and um, is the complete loss of the meanings of life.
Why do we have to die for us to see the light? And we hunger for love. And my soul is starving. Why do we touch the night when we long to feel alive? And we hunger for love. And my soul is starving. Break me, chasing the enemy. Gotta deal with the devil, but I got the stamina higher than anything I've ever seen or been right now. Everything's empty, starving, craving, chasing the remedy. I got used to the torture, but no one is set to be love. Break me, chasing the enemy, and my soul is hurting. I got the stamina.
The leaders of the world are chasing the enemy, so they are defining um, the good and bad, the causes who are worse, the deaths of other people. And so they define in our world so-called an enemy who worse to be crushed and worse to be broke. So from the perspective of people being killed and being breaked, they can see that they are the enemy in the eyes of the others. And also, always when you look to the real causes behind these useless conflicts, you see the deal with the devil. So, got a deal with the devil, but I got the stamina. So, the power who, in the name of his power, some people kill other people, and they have this power, but the power coming to them, it's not something which is the power of the soul, the power of it within. The power gave it by the devil. Is the place in which the leaders of the world see themselves as being higher than anything I ever seen or been. So I can see the world from above. I am mighty, I am powerful, I can break the others, I can kill the others. So this is a power uh, given to me by the deal which I have done with the devil. So, for the wrong purposes, for the wrong reasons, I have accepted this power, and this power make me feel always rush. And also, um, I am starving, I am craving. So, what I've told you already about this craves many people are feeling because of the emptiness in their souls. So many people are covering this craving and starving with food, uh, which is not fulfilling because it's not real food, it's just something we are eating in order to cover the emptiness in our lives. And so she says, everything's empty. And we are chasing the remedy. So we think that killing other people, taking other people's lives will cover the emptiness in ourselves. And also, it's very, very uh, powerful. She said, I got used to the torture, but no one deserves to be alone. Well, here is something very deep because I got used to the tortured can be seen through the eyes of the victims, through the eyes of the people being tortured. And in a way, I got used to the torture is like also put in the position of the people who continue to be involved in the conflicts, either being the one who are conquerors or the others who are the one being conquered and who continue to fight for this idea. But also, I got used to the torture so many of the so right uh, fighters, fighters for so-called good, good fights, which are still not seeing the sufferance they are perpetuating on the others because they are already used with the fact that torture and violence is a tool to achieve what we think is the final remedy. And my soul is hurting, she said, but I got the stamina. So got the stamina, meaning that I got the power. I got what it takes to go further with the violence.
Why do we have to die for us to see the light? Decorated bones must go this time.
Also, here is the final image she is putting into our souls while listening to her music is that we are decorated bones, and my soul is starving. Um, Decorated bones is it's something actually we I don't think I have ever heard of metaphor somewhere else similar with this one. Decorated bones means that even in the last moment in which we have no flesh on our bodies and only our bones remain, we are decorated bones like we are so hungry, we are so uh, um, lost that even in the last minute when on our starvation, we keep ourselves decorated like by our clothes, by our power, by our symbols, even if beneath our coverage, it's only our bones remaining. So meaning that we are losing everything. We are losing everything from our souls and our humanity. We remain only the skeletons and under our image, and still it's still we continue to die, and dying is not the real death, but the death of the soul. And also I have forgot to look a little bit, and I'll go a little bit back to the image with the apple, which is another very powerful image. Yeah, and here she says, and again that's a very important and strong image. Come on over, take a bite on the last apple here on earth. Um, um, and this apple is very blue.
Dies, will I stay here forever? When the wave crashes down, will my life be better?
So, will the virtual mind become stronger than mine? So she's using, if you remember, she's using the apple also in the previous album, the gods we can touch. Um, 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 Also in relation with the metamorphosis of the love. So um, the symbol of Adam and Eve, and now she's playing again the role of Eve on the earth. Um, but um, she's reversing this role because if you remember, it was the initial apple which was red, the symbolistic, the apple was red and it was the symbol of life in the same time, from which Eve offered this apple to Adam, and now give she gave again this apple to the man. To the man you have seen at the beginning and throughout the entire video clip, having the heads covered so they don't see anything, and also they are so blind and move chaotically around with no direction, with the sense of desperation because they are so hungry, and the only thing they are offered is an apple, which is the last one on earth, and is so almost black. So we remain starving on this earth. We don't have anything which can bring life to us. So even the last apple on earth is very blue. And not only that, we are offered food which has no life in it, which is also something she make reference in the context of our connection with Mother Nature, with our connections with food in general, with real food and uh, real air, and something she is talking a lot also. But also she says here, um, will the virtual mind become stronger than mine? So virtual mind is actually all the thoughts and symbols we have created artificially. So the virtual mind is everything we consider as being real thoughts, and actually it's a virtual reality. And so all the scenarios the other people are telling us that that's real, it's only the virtual reality. And so real life, so we don't have thoughts of our own anymore. We we are we are following all this mind, which is not even ours. So this virtual mind became stronger than ours. And also she put another important questions. And when my ego dies, will I stay here forever? When the web crashes down, will my life be better? So that's the final question, why we are doing this. So we don't think for us anymore. Uh, we following the dreams which are not ours at all. And all the egos, so all these leaders who have very big egos and continue these violent conflicts all over the world, when this ego dies, so at the end, I will be immortal. So all the leaders leading who are pushing us towards these conflicts and towards these violent lives, uh, are they living forever? So is it worthy? Is it worth living like that? And the other thing is regarding when the web crashes down, will my life be better? So at the end of all these scenarios in which we have been pushed by our leaders, when everything will end, when the conflict will end, when the war will be over, where everything we say we are fighting for right now will finish, will our lives be better? Because we are all saying that we are fighting for very good reasons, but obviously our lives is not near being better. And so that's kind of most of the images Aurora is giving us through this very powerful song. Okay, and that was Starvation, and I hope you will enjoy all the other songs on the album. And we'll come back with the new symbols on all the other songs from this album. See you soon.